Channel 1, Channel 2. Channel 1, Channel 2. Channel 1, Channel 2.
Coming up on Star City News Live at 5, a tuberculosis scare in Omaha.
And a change is coming to the University of Nebraska-Lincoln skyline.
We have an update on the shooting in Texas and how a local family was affected.
Plus, an unlikely merger between two television giants. All that and more starts now.
Welcome to Star City News. I'm Emma Olson.
And I'm Sydney Boyd.
Health officials are evaluating whether they need to treat anyone who was exposed to tuberculosis in Omaha. A patient was transferred from Fremont Health and died on Friday. No details have been released about the patient. Three Rivers Health Department is conducting interviews with the family to identify situations where people could have been exposed.
The University of Nebraska-Lincoln's campus is getting a new look for the first time in a long time.
For more on the story, here's Star City reporter Jack Housingay.
UNL's oldest high-rise living complex is coming down. Cather Hall, Pound Hall, and the attached Cather Pound Dining Center will be demolished by the end of this year. Director of Housing and Dining Services, Sue Gildersleeve, says the building's deficiencies were too costly to upkeep.
Their condition, the code requirements that we need to meet, it ultimately turned out that we just could not recommend renovating the halls because there was too much cost involved to bring them up to the standards of the day.
UNL received criticism for its decision to knock down the complex, but Gildersleeve says student safety comes first.
We know that just as good stewards of all resources and in trying to make sure that we provide up-to-date residence halls for our students, it just didn't make sense to renovate those facilities.
Despite the demolition, Gildersleeve says she is sad to see the buildings go.
Anytime we lose a structure that's been on campus for a lot of years, and there are a lot of folks with fond memories, we have to always feel a little bit of remorse at that landmark no longer being functional and being something that is useful to campus.
The Fremont Police Department is seeking public assistance in locating a missing teenager. Fremont police are attempting to locate 17-year-old Taylor Adams. Police said they don't expect foul play at this time. If anyone has any information, please contact Crime Stoppers at the number shown here.
Lancaster County prosecutors filed a juvenile court case against a 14-year-old who held a gun to a girl's head last week. The boy got into an argument with a girl near Lincoln North Star High School on November 2nd. The girl told police the boy pulled a pistol from his waistband, walked up behind her, racked the slide, and held it to her head, according to a police report. The boy asked her if he should pull the trigger. She pushed the gun away and left the scene, but didn't report the incident until the next day. Officers found a gun in the boy's bedroom. He is accused of terroristic threats and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony. A state penitentiary corporal was arrested Saturday for accepting a bribe. According to court documents, the prison's intelligence office alerted investigators that Michael Miller planned to bring the drug K2 to an inmate. During a staff search, investigators found a Ziploc bag containing the drug and cigarette rolling papers. No charges have been filed as of late Monday, but Miller's first court appearance was scheduled for today.
Lancaster County Treasurer Andy Stebbings' attorney took aim at the state during yesterday's case. He argued that prosecutors had overcharged Stebbings and investigators should have notified him of deficiencies in his tax returns before they charged him with felonies. Stebbings is charged with 2 counts of falsifying bills of sale, 2 counts of filing fraudulent state income taxes, and 1 count of selling cars without a license. Each is a Class 4 felony.
Runza worked with the community to fundraise for the family of a Norris teen, Ryan Post, who died in a car crash last month. 20% of proceeds were donated to cover medical and funeral expenses. 2 more fundraisers will be held for the family at the Lincoln Firefighters Reception Hall on November 9th and Radiant Church on November 18th.
One lucky Nebraska Pick 5 player is holding a lottery ticket worth $140,000. The tickets sold for yesterday's drawing matched all 5 winning numbers, 11, 17, 25, 26, and 38. The ticket was sold at the C Station at 1120 South Coddington Avenue. Winning Nebraska lottery tickets expire after 180 days, and prizes of $20,000 or more must be claimed in person at lottery headquarters in Lincoln.
Coming up next, we take a look at the Children's Museum and how they're helping Lincoln families.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Welcome to the Lincoln Children's Museum, where the possibilities are endless. The museum offers kids a chance to develop their creativity and turn it into something special. So come on down and be active, be creative, be goofy, and much more. Discover the Lincoln Children's Museum, quick, before they grow up.
At the University of Nebraska College of Journalism and Mass Communications, you can start here and go anywhere. Our programs are designed for doers, life seekers. You'll get hands-on experience from day one in front of or behind a camera with a major in broadcasting. Or maybe you'd like a career in radio, calling sporting events for KRNU, or design a major advertising campaign. To begin your future, go to journalism.unl.edu.
Welcome to the University of Nebraska State Museum. Explore the history of life. Immerse yourself in the full-dome, state-of-the-art planetarium experience. See spectacular fossil discoveries and walk alongside ancient sea giants in our Mesozoic era. Take a journey through time and explore the world before we knew it. The University of Nebraska State Museum.
Picture yourself in a masterpiece building, surrounded by the work of great American masters. It's here. Sheldon Museum of Art at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Nebraska's national treasure.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Court records were released with new information on the arrest of 18-year-old Jack Eichhorst after he reportedly sexually assaulted a minor.
According to a probable cause affidavit, the victim reported to a school counselor that he was the victim of a sexual assault on October 26th. LPD interviewed the minor victim, who said sexual penetration occurred without consent between October 20th and 21st.
Eichhorst was interviewed by police on November 3rd and admitted to the sexual conduct, but said it was consensual. Court records explain that the victim and Eichhorst interacted electronically, and he acknowledged and apologized for the assault. Eichhorst's lawyer, Jack J. Brennan, responded with, quote, "Jack is an amazing boy whose compassion, character, and giving heart are admired by his loving parents, family, and friends. His autism has never slowed his passion for life or his trust in others. Thankfully, he is home now, and I ask that the public respect the family's privacy during this difficult time," end quote.
Star City's Karina Hernandez joins us now. Karina, Eichhorst's lawyer said that he is autistic. What does that have to do with this situation?
Well, I wanted to learn more about autism, so I talked to the program director for the Family Network at the Arc of Lincoln to learn more about the disorder.
Autism has gained more awareness, but a lot of people don't know what it is.
That's an open-ended question. Autism is many things. One of the things you'll hear in our community is when you've met one person with autism, you've only met one person with autism.
Director Deppenbush said there are three main components when diagnosing the disorder: repetitive behaviors, speech nonverbal communication, and social skills.
They can't read people's faces or feelings. It just doesn't come natural to them. So they come across as very cold people. Even though they understand, they just can't put it into words.
1 out of 68 children in the U.S. are diagnosed, and there is over 900 families in southeast Nebraska and Lincoln alone with some level of autism. People can be diagnosed as early as 18 months and as late as 40 years old.
Lincoln police caught a man and his accomplice who could be responsible for a major crime spree. Ronald Sowards is currently facing 4 felony charges from 5 burglaries, 3 auto thefts, and using fraudulent credit cards between November 3rd and 4th. LPD says Sowards may be connected with up to 8 other crimes. Amber Murphy was also arrested in connection with the burglaries.
The Lincoln Children's Museum has embarked on a new way of sharing the gift of play with the entire Lincoln community. Starting this week, the Children's Museum will provide 2,000 free memberships to Lincoln Public Schools families in need. This is $147,000 worth of memberships provided at no cost. This is to give families new access to the kind of early childhood development only possible at a place like our Children's Museum.
Today is the last day to vote in the 2017 Aftermath K-9 grant competition. The Nebraska State Patrol says if they win, they hope to purchase a new patrol dog. NSP has 11 dogs currently, which is down one from full strength. The $5,000 grant would cover half the cost of a new dog or pay for care and upkeep for their current dogs.
Officials say an Air Force base south of Omaha has expanded its defenses against drones and can stop any venture within its boundaries of airspace. A news release from the base says it now has a number of unique defense systems, and the message follows recent guidance from the Pentagon that lays out the military's authority to disable or to shoot down any drone that violates airspace restrictions over a U.S. base. Emma, it has been so cold out recently.
I know, it finally starts to feel like fall. Meteorologist Camille Hoover tells us more about what we can expect for the weather this weekend.
Currently here in Lincoln, it is 39 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. If we look to the almanac, we can see that today's low of 31 degrees is right on track with the average of 32 degrees, so right at that freezing point, whereas our high of 42 degrees is significantly colder than the average of 55 degrees, so temperatures certainly are getting much colder. The sunset is right about now at 5:15 p.m. If we look to tonight, we can see partly cloudy skies right at 20 degrees with light and variable winds. So tomorrow morning, you might have to start your car a little earlier to warm it up and wipe the frost off your windshield. Looking to tomorrow, sunny and pleasant, only hitting 49 degrees with winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. If we take a look at the 7-day outlook in the week ahead, we can certainly notice how the cold front has passed through and temperatures are dipping into the 20s for the lows. And looking to Friday, there is a 20% chance of showers right at 45 degrees. Looking to Saturday and an away Husker game day, it will be rainy here in Lincoln and only 54 degrees. If we look to temperatures in Minneapolis, where the Huskers prepare to take on the Gophers, it will be hitting right in the upper 30s with the chance of a wintry mix. If we look back here in Lincoln, Sunday through the start of the work week, temperatures will be sunny and quite pleasant, reaching up into the mid-50s. That's all for us here at Weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Camille. Coming up next, we'll let you know about a current scam with a popular streaming service.
And let's take a look at Trump's Asia travel and where he is now. You're watching Star City News live at 5.
We're watching Star City News live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Out with the old, in with the new. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln's College of Journalism and Mass Communications is ready for the future with its brand new renovation. This renovation was completed with you in mind, so you can create, so you can innovate. Change how you view the world, how you capture the world. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome to the Lincoln Children's Museum, where the possibilities are endless. The museum offers kids a chance to develop their creativity and turn it into something special. So come on down and be active, be creative, be goofy, and much more. Discover the Lincoln Children's Museum, quick, before they grow up.
You're watching Star City News live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
A former Bellevue couple were among the 26 slain Sunday morning at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas. The Corrigans were members of the Chandler Acres Baptist Church in Bellevue for about 3 years before they moved to Texas. They leave behind 2 sons who are on active duty in the military. And we are learning more about the man who committed the worst mass shooting in Texas history. The suspect had a very violent private life. He received a bad conduct discharge, confinement for 12 months, and a reduction in rank after assault on his spouse and their child. Yesterday, the Air Force acknowledged that it did not relay the killer's court-martial conviction for domestic assault to civilian law enforcement. Doing this could have prevented him from purchasing the firearms used in the shooting. And in lieu of the shooting, a major Texas grocery chain is launching a campaign to help affected families. H-E-B and Central Market stores will give customers the opportunity to make donations during checkout. H-E-B is also donating $150,000 to victims and their families. Massachusetts is the first state to ban bump stocks after the national discussion following the Las Vegas shooting. Beginning in 2018, possession of a bump stock or trigger crank will result in probation to life in prison. Critics say legislators are acting too quickly on the issue. However, lawmakers say they've been flooded with calls to act from the public. And the most closely contested governor's election of the Trump era so far is here. Voters in Virginia will cast their ballots for either Democrat Ralph Northam or Republican Ed Gillespie today, in a race that could have major implications for both parties in next year's midterm elections. But there's more at stake in this state than just the governorship. All 100 seats in Virginia's House of Delegates will be on the ballot too. Republicans currently hold a 66-34 majority in the chamber, a majority that has hamstrung the efforts of Democrats to pass sweeping legislation.
The woman who flipped off President Trump's motorcade in late October says she was fired after the incident went viral. Julie Briskman, a former marketing team member at Acoma LLC, was riding her bike when the motorcade passed her. When the moment went viral, Briskman told her employer she was told she violated the company's social media policy. The Trump administration is expected to end a special immigration status given to over 5,000 Nicaraguans that protected them from deportations. Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Elaine Duke said Monday that the temporary protected status has run its course and is no longer necessary for Nicaraguan immigrants living in the U.S. Immigrants living under such permit will be given 12 months' notice in order to ensure a smooth return to their country and for the Nicaraguan government to prepare for the influx of returning citizens. President Trump visited South Korea today and brought with him a message of peace. He met with South Korean leaders to discuss the fears of nuclear confrontation from North Korea. Trump told leaders that, quote, ultimately it will all work out. Instead of talking about preemptive attacks, Trump said he prayed that military force would not be necessary.
Syria has signed the Paris Climate Agreement, leaving the U.S. as the only country in the world not to support the deal. When President Donald Trump announced that he intended to pull the U.S. out of the agreement, it initially meant America would join Nicaragua and Syria on a small list of countries who were not part of it. The goal for the rest of the countries now is to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said supplying rebels in Yemen with missiles was, quote, direct military aggression by the Iranian regime.
We have to address the issue of Iran's support for terrorism, and Iran has to be held to account for that and punished for that. And we have to look at the issue of Iran's ballistic missile program and how it violates UN resolutions.
A ballistic missile was intercepted near the Saudi capital. However, Iran dismisses the allegations. An Iranian news organization reported a spokesman said the allegations are false. And there were a number of high-profile arrests in Saudi Arabia this weekend. Arrests began on Saturday. The roundup included 11 princes, sitting and former cabinet officials, and one high-profile businessman, billionaire Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, one of the world's richest men who has extensive investments in Western companies, including Twitter, Apple, and the Four Seasons hotel chain.
Another scam has hit Netflix users. The email asks readers to click on the link to update their billing information. Otherwise, their subscription will be suspended. The company released a statement saying they will never ask for personal information over email.
Coming up next, Star City's Sarah Firestone gives us an insight in what's going on in the sports world.
Plus some changes that are being made in the NBA. Stay tuned. You're watching Star City News live at 5.
Injured on the sideline. Winston points in the back of Marcus Lattimore's neck. Lattimore pushes him. Mike Evans comes flying out of the top.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
In 2012, the national percentage of adults reporting that they drank too much alcohol before driving was 1.9%. In that same year, Nebraska adults reported 3.4%. nearly twice as much as the national average. People know they shouldn't drive, yet they still do. People go out and plan on coming back home. But as we all know, everything doesn't always go as planned. Inform those around you about the risks of drunk driving.
Welcome to the Lincoln Children's Museum, where the possibilities are endless. The museum offers kids a chance to develop their creativity and turn it into something special. So come on down and be active, be creative, be goofy, and much more. Discover the Lincoln Children's Museum. Quick, before they grow up. You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln.
Tackle T.J. Lang at right guard. High-priced free agents have to pick it up.
Lang, the right guard, 8 years as a Green Bay Packer. 2nd and 5. Stafford going to the end zone, and it is caught.
Week 9 in the NFL came to a close last night as the Lions came out on top at Lambeau Field. I'm Sarah Firestone with the latest sports updates. The Lions started off with a touchdown on their opening drive and didn't let off the gas. Stafford threw for 361 yards, and the Lions beat the Packers 30-17. But tensions flared in some other matchups where Tampa Bay Buccaneer Mike Evans got into a fight on the sideline with New Orleans Saints Marshawn Lattimore. Jameis Winston pushed Lattimore's helmet, causing him to push back. Then Evans comes out of nowhere and completely lays out Lattimore. Evans is suspended by the NFL for his blindside hit, and NFL Vice President of Football Operations John Runyon says Evans' conduct clearly did not reflect the NFL standards. The Buccaneers coach Dirk Ketter called Evans and Winston's actions totally unacceptable.
I mean, you know, I think it was surprising to hear that he said that, you know, when I asked how many games would you estimate that you had something in your system for, he said probably every game of my career. I mean, that was obviously pretty shocking to hear, especially given the caliber of his play when he is on the field.
That was GQ reporter Clay Skipper talking about Josh Gordon's substance abuse before every game he has played in the league. Gordon says that he made taking some sort of substance a part of his game day ritual since his college days. Gordon is set to join the team today and hopes to play in Week 13. Breaking news in the NBA, the Phoenix Suns secured a first and second round pick in the 2018 draft, trading guard Eric Bledsoe to the Milwaukee Bucks in exchange for center Greg Monroe. Bledsoe was sent home for a tweet that he sent out on October 23rd saying, quote, "I do not want to be here." Bledsoe is not expected to play with the Bucks tonight, but will meet the team in San Antonio on Wednesday. Sticking with the Suns, guard Devin Booker became the fourth youngest player in the NBA history to reach 3,000 points. Only LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Carmelo Anthony have reached the mark quicker than 21-year-old Booker. Booker is in his third year with the team and is averaging 22 points per game this season. And Nebraska ball fans, get ready because Nebraska ball is back. Tonight at PBA in an exhibition game against Northwood and with tip-off set at 7. The regular season will start this Saturday. The World Series is over. The Astros are on top, but who will take home the league awards? The list of finalists for MVP, Cy Young, and many more have been announced. In the American League, Jose Altuve, Aaron Judge, and Jose Ramirez are fighting for the league's MVP, whereas in the National League, Paul Goldschmidt, Giancarlo Stanton, and Joey Votto will duke it out. Finalists for the Cy Young Awards, Manager of the Year, and Rookie of the Year have also been listed. The winners will be announced later next week. Staying local, the Nebraska State Volleyball Tournament continues with semifinals coming up this week. The semi-games will start Friday at 5 p.m. at PBA, with more volleyball following right after at 7. So if you need some sports action this Friday, head over to PBA to see local talent fight for that state title. And with that, that's all the sports updates I have. Coming up after the break, the future for George Clooney, and Disney's desire to expand.
You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln. You're watching Star City News, live from the College of Journalism and Mass Communications in Lincoln. Welcome back to Star City News. I'm Keon Asgarpour. Big news in entertainment today as Disney is in preliminary talks for what is expected to be a multi-billion-dollar sale to buy major assets from Fox. The assets include the movie and television studio, the FX cable network, and a third of Hulu. Big players like Disney are seeking growth as they follow Netflix into the streaming business and square off against tech giants like AT&T, which is in the final stages of acquiring Time Warner. Some in the industry are concerned, though, that powerhouses like Disney have begun monopolizing. Speaking of another powerhouse, George Clooney is taking a step back from his on-camera roles. He can do it all, from directing to acting to making tequila. Clooney's alcohol company Casamigos Tequila recently sold for a whopping $1 billion. Clooney said, quote, "Acting used to be how I paid the rent, but then I sold the tequila company for $1 billion bleeping dollars. I don't need money," end quote. Clooney wants to focus more on behind-the-camera responsibilities and said he will only step in front again if he's extremely passionate about the role. From an actor stepping away from the industry to one diving headfirst into a role, Blake Not So Lively is taking a serious step in her new role in the movie The Rhythm Section. She plays an assassin who seeks revenge against those who orchestrated a plane crash, killing her family. Lively's trademark golden locks will not be making a feature in the upcoming movie, but fear not, Blake fans, this brassy cropped bowl cut is only a wig. That's all we have for entertainment. Emma, Sid, what do you guys think about Blake's new haircut?
I love Blake Lively. I think she's so gorgeous.
She's one of my favorite actresses, but her blonde hair is her iconic look.
I think people in social media are talking about it, so let's head over to Stephen Smith to see what he's got to say.
Thanks, ladies. It's time now to catch up on all things social media. Stranger Things star Finn Wolfhard is the subject of criticism in this video. Some people have called Wolfhard selfish for seeming to ignore these fans, but a number of celebrities chimed in on social media to defend the young actor. Game of Thrones Sophie Turner tweeted this out. "It doesn't matter if they are actors. They are kids. First, give them the space they need." Wolfhard's former co-star Shannon Purser also backed him in this tweet. "No actor is under any obligation to stop for anyone. Finn is an incredibly kind human, but he's human, and he needs breaks too." Recording artist Sia made a surprising move yesterday on Twitter with this nude photo of herself. Family Flynet, a picture agency, allegedly snapped 15 pictures of Sia and threatened to sell them on the internet. The pop star decided to beat them to the punch and posted the picture herself. She's known for her privacy, often wearing wigs and masks to hide her appearance, making this move all the more surprising. Let us know what you think about these moves today by tweeting the hashtag StarCityNews. I'm Stephen Smith, back to Emma and Sydney at the desk.
Thanks, Stephen. For Star City News, I'm Emma Olson.
And I'm Sydney Boyd. We'll see you on Thursday.